can't believe how much rain we are getting. We won't be able to drive anywhere if this keeps up much longer.
At least we can go home and watch it from inside the house.
The radio station is talking about the rain. Let's listen to what they are talking about.
So what can actually be said about the Colorado floods in a climate context? First off, it's important to get a sense of how out of the ordinary these floods really were. According to the National Weather Service, Boulder's total 3-day rainfall as of Thursday night was 12.3 inches. The city's previous record of rainfall for any month going back to 1897 was 9.6 inches. Let's ask Minnesota meteorologist Paul Douglas.
Well, that these rains were reminiscent of like a tropical storm gives a hint of how they occurred. This last week is in a significant part pulled up all the moisture all the way up to the Rockies from the Mexican coast by a confluence of atmospheric events. The rainfall in the Front Range was exacerbated by a so-called atmospheric blocking pattern, which produced a situation of stuck weather. We had this giant cut-off low pressure sitting over Salt Lake City, dredging up a continuous stream of tropical moisture. And here's the first possible climate linkage, the idea that the jet stream has been altered as a result of climate change, leading to more stuck weather and more blocking patterns.
He's not the only one. Jennifer Francis of Rutgers University says,
While the issue remains debated, it's certainly possible that global warming is making blocking patterns, like the one that helped produce the Colorado floods, more likely to occur on average.
So does climate change produce more extreme rainfall? The science about the future increases of extreme rainfall is very solid, just because we have a good understanding of the physics of it, says Claudia Tibaldi, a climate scientist and statistician with the Climate Central and the National Center for Atmospheric Research. Warmer air is going to hold more moisture, so when something happens, there's going to be more available water to precipitate on us.
How do animals survive in these flood conditions?
I'm sure they have some natural adaptations, but this must be playing havoc with what their normal is. Yeah, think about it. They can't get away from rain, and they get stuck having to survive a flood instead of drought or fire. Look, what is the elk doing in the water over there?
I wonder what he is thinking. Do you think new problems confuse them?
Ugh, that wasn't so easy. I hope it doesn't get any faster or higher. I'm glad I crossed it in time. Now I'm back with my family, my herd. I wish that bridge hadn't washed away, though. Long legs are nice, but I almost wish I had webbed feet like my beaver neighbors. Come to think of it, this isn't a good time for them either. I bet their dams and lodges have washed down the stream. They couldn't have lasted long with that torrent of water. They probably are in more danger than I am. I wonder what is happening right now around their lodge.
Gone. Everything is gone. The dam in the lodges. All the winter supplies. I have to stay calm. I need to find the kids. I hope they went uphill like I want them. They have to be okay. They just have to be. Only if I could just get a glimpse of them. I guess I need to look for a survival shelter, or maybe an underwater mud wall or some tree roots. I wonder if life will ever get back to normal. Oh, one thing is for sure, if we survive this, we will have a story to tell. Shoot, even trees will have a great story to tell from this storm.
Oh, this is delicious. Soak it up, ground. We haven't had a good drink like this in decades. My seedlings are loving it. You little guys are getting a good start. This is so great. The only thing that would spoil this is if we were getting a strong wind. All this moisture should help me keep that sap flowing and the beetles from burrowing. Hey, whose claws are digging into my branches? Oh, it's you, Mr. Redtail. Well, I guess I can share some of my dry spots with you folks who don't like the rains.
Thank Texas for big ol' Mr. Green Arms. Y'all gotta love the pines for the lookouts and shelter they provide. Even if the sap does stick to the feathers occasionally. I'm starving. Seems like it's letting up a bit. I think I'll do another flyover and maybe catch sight of some poor drowning critter. Shoot, in those brown waters below, I might even see a fish drowning. For sure, y'all fishes can't see nothing in those waters. Oh, look, a ground squirrel.
I'm alive! I'm alive! Oh, but the others, they must not have made it out. They're caught down there in that wet underground trap. The water was filling everything. Then the walls just started collapsing. I gotta get a hold of myself. I know. I want to cross the street and get up to the neighbor's high ground. I better go fast. I'm a sitting squirrel out here in these conditions. Run, run, run. Wait, stop, ditch. How do fish do it?
Shoot, didn't see that one coming. Oh well, where there's one, more will soon show up. I think I'll cruise the river. Maybe a fish will show itself. They have to be having the time of their life in there. Oh, I knew water was a good thing. I mean, I needed to survive. But this is ridiculous. When this whole flood thing started, I was up in the Rocky Mountains, and now I'm in the Big Thompson. Gosh, I can't see or breathe. I feel like I might be in an eddy now. I can't tell because the water's so muggy.
Mom!
Rounding around.
Mom!
What is it?
Do you think the storm is related to global warming?
Well, I don't know, but I do know it's not typical, and if we're going to have more storms like this, we will really need to make some adaptations.
That's not so hard for us, but I bet the animals are wondering, what's next? They have no way to get ready or warn like we do.
On September 9th through the 15th, 17 inches of rain fell in areas surrounding Estes Park, over 90% of the average rainfall total. While the flood affected thousands of people, they weren't the only victims. Fish were washed out of ponds and streams, beavers had their dams, lodges, winter supplies washed away, ground dwellers were swamped and had to move or die. Birds struggled with hypothermia and ruined homes. Larger animals and plants away from the flood zone may have been benefited from the moisture. If this storm was caused by climate change and its effect on weather patterns, then we can expect events similar to this in our near future. We better prepare now.